Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Johnny Bray. I'm Head of Sales and Marketing here at UniKLasers. Many thanks for Epic to putting this conference on and giving us the opportunity to introduce our company. I'll give you a very brief company overview, introduce you to who UniKLasers are, give you a brief overview of our products, and albeit a very brief overview of some of the applications that our customers are currently using our laser sources for. So first of all, to let you know who we are, UniKLasers is a small but growing company based in the capital in Scotland. We currently have over 20 staff on site and we're still growing. Everything I will present to you today has been researched and developed and manufactured and finally shipped and produced from our facility here in Scotland. What we specialize in is the development and production of continuous wave, single frequency, and or narrow line width DPSS lasers. And what makes us unique from other sources in the market is a number of things. First of all, we have a patented technology platform. And what this allows us to do is to produce very narrow line width lasers below 300 kilohertz in some cases on a very small footprint with unbelievably high power and spectral stability. We're around 8 years old. Historically, we've been a research company. We were founded by Professor Fedor Kapushko, who's previously the Deputy Director for the Academy of Science in Belarus. Professor Kapushko has a little over 40 laser patents, including the one that our company is founded upon, and a little over 150 publications on laser physics, including with people like Professor Prokhorov and Stepanov, you can see in the image, and Elsa Garmier, who he worked with for many years in America as well. Because of this research background, we have a wide company network consisting of large companies, people like Fraunhofer and Teledyne. We receive a lot of funding and support from national bodies like Innovate UK and Technology Scotland. And we have a wider academic network of collaboration with people like the University of Birmingham or Southampton, more locally here in the UK. A good example of this is our collaboration in the recent Pioneer Gravity Research Institute, where we collaborated to help build this integrated quantum sensor to be used in commercial gravimeters that you can see in the image on the right-hand side here. And for that, we developed and provided our 780.24 single frequency narrow line width laser, which was used for the first stage cooling of these rubidium atoms used in these gravimeters. So we take this research and our patented technology, and we apply it to our commercial products that I will introduce to you shortly. Overall, what defines our company is this unique method of single frequency generation. Has a very high efficiency, allows us to produce very high powers from very compact designs with extremely high stability, so no mode hopping and rock solid power and wavelength stability across whole days of operation. To give you a quick introduction into some of the products that we produced just now and some of the associated applications that go along with them. First of all, I'll introduce to you our Solo 640. So this is a single frequency laser available up to 1 watts in output power. Has a very narrow line width of less than 500 kilohertz. But what is of particular interest is this performance data on the right-hand side. You can see in our specifications, we give a power stability of less than 2% over 8 hours. You'll see this specification repeated a few times throughout this product overview. But what you can notice from the performance data is this is really only giving us a base guideline. And we actually have a slightly higher performance in our Solo 640, less than 1% stability over 24 hours running we can demonstrate here. And of course, a very stable wavelength of less than 1 picometer change over this time as well. This goes hand in hand with excellent beam quality. So we have this nice symmetrical Gaussian shape, in this case around 90% ellipticity. So you have this very stable performance over very long operational times with this very uniform power distribution output as well. And you can see this is used in a wide range of applications. Of course, because these are narrow linewidth single frequency lasers, it's really that high energy selectivity or resolution where we find our best traction with our customers. As an example of this, we have many customers using this laser in the holography field. Of course, with holography, you're looking at the record of the difference in the phase and amplitude intensities of two different light paths as reflected off, it says a virtual image here, but reflected from an object in order to reconstruct this virtual image at a later day. The requirement for this application is a very narrow line width required for high resolution, long-term wavelength stability, and very high power. This will improve the analysis time, the amount of time needed for exposure, and it will ensure you have high fidelity in your final analysis and reconstruction also. Moving down through the wavelength scales, we have our 532, very similar specifications, this time up to 1 watt. And of course, this is a very popular wavelength for things like Raman Microscopy. I'm sure everyone here is familiar with this non-elastic scattering of the light as it interacts with the object. But in particular, our lasers are very well suited for confocal Raman microscopy or high-resolution Raman microscopy, where this narrow line width, high powers, and high wavelength stability give you very good energy selectivity and also very good spatial selectivity or resolution using these techniques. We also have our Solo 1064, now operating up to 2 watts with a very similar overview of specification, very narrow line width, very high stability, very small footprint. And of course, again, we move through the applications as dictated by the wavelength. So an example we have here is for something like flow cytometry. So we work both with research partners and system integrators in this field. Here, focusing a laser onto a highly controlled flow of cells in order to determine a range of properties, things like size and shape, generally combined with other techniques looking at the absorption or the fluorescence from particular biomarkers. Where here, again, our high beam quality, our uniform power distribution, and then long-term stabilities for power and spectrum make it very suitable for these type of applications. Our newest product is the 349, which is our first outing into the UV wavelengths. Available in 50 milliwatts, we will shortly be releasing a higher power before moving slowly down through the wavelengths into the UV. Very exciting for us, opens up another range of applications. The example I'm giving here is from the semiconductor industry or many other nano fabrication markets, where this low wavelength combined with the relatively high power and high stability makes this a very suitable source for things like lithography. Generally for the processing of lithography, for maskless lithography, the wavelength requirements are moving ever lower, but certainly for some requirements, and then on the inspection side, we have a number of customers using our source for exactly this application and process, both on the academic side and on the industrial system integration side. So I hope that's given you a good overview of our company and what we look to produce. We are the leading UK manufacturer of these narrow line width sources, and the combination of very small footprint with very high power stability, very low spectral drift, and almost imperceptible power noise is what make our sources, and you'll have to excuse the pun again, unique on the market from us. So I hope you have a chance to come and visit our booth. If you have any questions, we have a little time now I can answer them. Otherwise, thank you again for listening to my talk, and I hope to get the opportunity to talk to you at the show.